So, Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us here today for our Social Impact Accelerator webinar with Olive Community Services. I will go ahead and share my screen. Everybody can see my screen?
Yes.
Thank you. So we're here today with American Muslim Community Foundation. Welcome to our Social Impact Accelerator, our educational webinar. It's a monthly series. Today we're having Senior Matters, Embracing Aging in Our Communities, and our speaker is the delightful Zainab Husseini. And today's agenda, we'll have a short welcome, intro to AMCF and the Women's Giving Circle, speaker information, presentation, Q&A, upcoming events, and a very brief survey. So just a little bit about AMCF, our vision, mission, and core values, leading sustainable and strategic Muslim philanthropy for today and future generations, cultivating donor giving and diversifying funding to advance charitable causes. And we are sacred, strategic, sustainable, collaborative, diverse, inclusive, and with integrity. These are our core programs for donors and nonprofits with donor advised funds, giving circles, endowments, and leadership development. And then we do have a nonprofit resource center. We would encourage you to check out a curated list of amazing resources from our nonprofit team. And if you wanted to learn more, please reach out to Nonprofit Engage at amuslimcf.org. We also have developed, or our nonprofit team has developed a really great individual and family resources for giving in Ramadan, as well as a children's Ramadan guide that you can download for free. And you can find all that on amuslimcf.org/MPV. And the Muslim Women's Giving Circle. Our purpose is to harness the power of American Muslim women through collective giving, combine and democratize our giving, amplify women-focused nonprofits, support Muslim women in leadership, provide seamless donations to organizations chosen by our members. And how it works, you join as a member with a donation of $5 or more, become a voting member with a donation of $35 a month or $420 a year. All members can then nominate one eligible organization for funding with preference for nonprofits serving or led by American Muslim women. And the voting members then determine the finalists and then the top 3 organizations that will be funded. Oops. What do we do? Well, $41,000 has been collectively raised and distributed to 6 nonprofits in the past 4 years. We really appreciate all of our generous members. Oops. And last year, you may see a familiar name on there, but in our Giving Circle Cycle grantees, as determined by our members, it's a very democratic. Members nominate, members choose. So Muslim Legal Fund of America received $7,500. Olive Community Services, our beloved Olive and Olivers, received $4,500. And Pillars of Peace, they run a domestic violence shelter in New York City. They received $3,000. So we're very honored to have them as our grantees, as well as for 9 other nominees. We had a total of 12 nominees and 3 finalists last year. Honored for everyone. This month, we do have a Ramadan match. We're delighted that one of our Giving Circle members has donated $1,000 as a donation match. So all donations to the Giving Circle this month, you get double the reward, as well as all be pooled together to, inshallah, for the 2025 Giving Circle to support another amazing organization. And now, delighted to introduce Zainab Husseini, Olive Community Services 2024 Women's Giving Circle grantee, discussion on senior matters. Just a brief introduction. She has many accomplishments, mashallah. She is a registered dietitian by profession and has a master's in nonprofit leadership and management. She serves as Olive's program manager. Olive Community Services is a 501c3 nonprofit based in Southern California, providing programs and services for seniors and families in a culturally appropriate manner to promote health and wellness. Through her work, Zainab has discovered a passion for working with seniors in her community. She has been with Olive for 7 years, mashallah, has become an integral part of Olive's leadership team. She loves energizing and empowering her Olivers to discover their own inner superpowers. So with that, I will stop sharing And I will turn it over to Saida.
Lisa, thank you so much for the introduction, and thank you so much AMCF, Women's Giving Circle, for honoring Olive with the grant last year. It was definitely an honor to connect and share our work with you all. We're happy to be here and grateful to all the team members joining today. So I will go ahead and share my screen. Are you all able to see it full screen? Okay. So Senior Matters, embracing our aging communities and what we can do. And I'm going to be sharing in this presentation, understanding the growing needs of the aging population in the United States and in the Muslim community, learning the benefits of social interaction, reviewing Olive's approach when it comes to senior services with respect to faith and cultural needs, and learning how to embrace and empower our seniors in our communities. Now, in America itself, America is actually getting older, not younger. There is so many projections when it comes to the US Census data that there is a rapid growth. They are saying by 2022 itself, we had 82 million, and there will be a 47% increase of elderly by 2050. So you can see the margins going up with the blue line. There's going to be more and more elder population in terms of proportion. This has to do with the baby boomer population aging. By 2030, all the baby boomers will have hit the age of 65, increased life expectancy because of better healthcare. The median age itself has increased from age 30 to 38.9. And there is also an increase in diverse older populations, so people from different ethnic and racial backgrounds are, a part of our population now. So it is definitely, we need to be more concentrated in terms of the needs that they have. 1 in 5 Americans is expected to be 65 years or older by 2030 as this population increases. In terms of Muslim Americans, one of the key research studies that was done was in 2014 by ISPU, the Institute for Social Policy. And they interviewed about 264 older Americans, Muslim Americans, or their children or grandchildren. And they came up with this community brief, which I think is very helpful in knowing in general what the Muslim American needs are when it comes to aging. 54% of them want to, take care of their home. They have needs in regards to that. Transportation is a big need, and their physical health. These were the 3 big things that was discovered. In terms of our faith, there's a lot of obligation when it comes to the elders in our community, serving them, being a part of this community of giving and acts of service. There's various Quran ayah and also hadith referring to seniors and serving the elders. And one such one is, if a young man honors an elderly on account of his age, Allah appoints someone to honor him in his own old age. Personally, having worked with Olive since 2017, I myself find it a very rewarding experience. It's beyond just a job. There is so much joy in giving back, and you get the benefit of getting their duas and their blessings and that fulfillment. Another major issue that we see in our communities is the loneliness epidemic. Many times we don't understand that could be a difference between loneliness and isolation. Loneliness is the distressing feeling of being alone or separated, while social isolation is the lack of social contacts and having few people to interact with regularly. You can be actually in a house full of people and still feel lonely and isolated. So that is a reality that we see, and it could be very detrimental to our health because prolonged isolation can be as equivalent to smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Social isolation and loneliness is linked to many other health conditions like high blood pressure, heart disease, obesity, a weakened immune system, and anxiety. So definitely something we want to manage, and we are able to do that with some of the solutions that I'll be sharing. The concept of blue zones has gotten a lot of traction in the past decade. These are areas in the world where people have been able to reach closer to the age of 100 and are very healthy and have very fulfilling, wholesome lives. One such location happens to be in California, in Loma Linda. There's Costa Rica, Nicoya, Sardinia, Italy, Ikara in Greece, and Okinawa in Japan. And the biggest lessons that were learned from these locations was that people in these areas, they move naturally, they walk, they live closely with each other, they have great social connections. This is beyond just their friends and family. They're always interacting. They're communities that are connected in more ways than one. They have a sense of purpose. They have the right outlook in life, and they eat wisely. So some of them have Mediterranean diets, very heavy on the plant-based diet side. And again, eating healthy, natural, wholesome ingredients versus, processed foods and whatnot. So these are lessons that I think we can definitely adopt because in terms of our Muslim communities, we are connected in many ways. So we can just value on that and build on it even more. The benefits of social connections are the feelings of feeling loved and cared for and valued. They are important for our physical and mental health. It also helps, obviously, protect against serious illness and disease. And you have these stronger social bonds that are more likely to live longer, healthier lives. Now, many times, you might be feeling very hesitant to ask family members for help for something simple like, medication questions or technology questions or simple things about anything you need help with. But in that social environment, you really build on that confidence to ask and have a sense of camaraderie amongst your peers. And I've seen this having worked with Olive, people thrive in that social environment, feeling confident to speak up, make friends, and have engaging conversations. Now, coming to a little bit about Olive to understand our work and then furthermore adopt this kind of mindset and work in your communities, no matter where you live in the United States or internationally. Olive is a 501c3 nonprofit. We were established in 2016, and majority of the founding board members were aging seniors who felt that there was a need of services that would cater to their cultural and faith-based needs. And the mission of Olive is to promote health and wellness among seniors and their families. And I must say that Olive, given the name Olive is all about longevity, that the olive tree lives for hundreds of years and is a healthy, nutritious food that is so divine in our faith and culture that really, I think that resonates with a lot of people. And no, we do not sell olive oil. Disclaimer, that does come up every now and then. Philosophy and opportunities. So I think this is where Olive's vision is really, we have Olive's founding board member and board president, present at the session today, Rubina Chaudhry, and all the founding board members. They really envisioned connecting and bridging the gap between what the government, family, and community provides. A majority of our seniors that we end up catering to are from the Samina communities. Now, Samina stands for South Asian, Middle Eastern, and North African. And their needs are, very similar in terms of diets. They have language needs or cultural needs, as many are coming from different faith backgrounds even. But we try to really have that focused approach to honor and customize as needed, partnering with nonprofit organizations to leverage resources so we're not repeating and double dipping. There are some nonprofits that provide assistance with food or financial or housing support. We will partner with them or mental health support. So it has worked really well and it brings the community together. The government and community resources are out there, and I'll share a little more on that in the next few slides that I think we can really learn from what Olive has seen success with. Educational workshops are a big part because there is a lot of need for awareness. Our communities, unfortunately, are still not realizing the need for such programming and such services. So we do build on these type of workshops that I'm doing today about senior matters to, again, connect people with the resources and also understand the impending need of senior services. Multilingual support is another thing that we are working on. We're trying to provide programs in different languages. Wellness, this is a big part of our mission to promote health and wellness and exercise, good nutrition. Being a dietitian myself, this is a cause that is very close to me. Empowering seniors to serve and be served. So we have a lot of our seniors who we lovingly called Olivers, leading sessions and sharing their skill sets with others, getting opportunities to volunteer. And we're persistent, meaning we don't give up. If one conversation doesn't work out, we will revisit it after a period of time, because at the end of the day, we really are senior focused and advocating for our Olivers. Building intergenerational opportunities and connections has been an amazing outlet that we've seen, because right now we're in that interesting time where we have traditionalists, people in their 90s, 80s, 90s, all the way till our alpha generation, which is our younger generation born after 2009. So 6 generations that can learn from each other, volunteer, connect, and we really want to build on that and see that as a big resource for our community to take advantage of. In terms of the types of programs we have programs for older adults that are active and independent. So, our Live, Learn, Thrive Day program is one such program that is available online and in person at different community areas. Right now, we have it at 5 locations in Southern California. Outdoors is going on monthly hikes, programs and institutional type of things that we have for our homebound seniors. So we do education in nursing homes and other healthcare facilities about, say, Muslim competency or Muslim cultural sensitivity, so that people are aware if they have a Muslim patient or client, what are their cultural or faith-based needs, so that they're aware of that. We have a friendly visitor program where we connect volunteers with a homebound senior to befriend them for companionship. We have come up with social enterprise models like Olive Rack, like a thrift store model. I mean, seniors are trying to declutter anyways. We are trying to build on it. And, again, it's a sustainability model also to give back by, selling these clothing items or household items so that the community can benefit again. And at the same time, all proceeds go back to Olive. Aging in place support services. This is an area of growth for Olive. As we move forward, we would like to bring in more things like a handyman project or, providing again, projects for seniors to get involved in, teach or learn, that kind of thing. Senior housing is a major vision that we have in place, but at the same time, we're still trying to connect to resources and funding for it. It's a major need. We all are aware of that. And then outreach, again, spreading that awareness in different Muslim and non-Muslim interfaith communities to spread the needs of the seniors of our diverse backgrounds. And these workshops, so these are workshops are ways for us to share what is going on, what can be some solutions that people can adopt in their communities, no matter where they are in the States or internationally. This is basically a snapshot of our programs in pictures. The weekly program is the Live, Learn, Thrive program. We do field trips. We have an annual Grandparents' Day that we pair with the National Grandparents' Day in the second weekend of September. Olive Friends, our friendly visitor program. And then we have this Oliver Story Time for youth where we connect seniors with the youth to help build resilience. So, for example, this picture is from Black History Month. One of our Olivers did a presentation on the Great Migration with the children at a local Muslim school. And, great way to connect through stories and really build those social connections. Now, some of the students at the school went ahead and started a Golden Connections Club. So you're seeing things coming full circle, seeing youngsters really taking into account these type of volunteer opportunities. We also have the Presidential Volunteer Program. We're members of that. So if people volunteer, then they get some good benefit to their applications and connecting them with our seniors, they learn a lot. There's a lot of win-win happening. And then the Olive Online, this is a weekly program that started from the pandemic to now. This is another way for people to connect no matter where they are, what part of the world they are, they can connect online. The ABCDEs of senior wellness with Olive. Again, this is something that can be adopted in different communities, keeping them active, befriending them, providing compassionate care, celebrating their diversity and culture, and empowering them to really, realize their inner superpowers, because many of the time that confidence I see coming through so well. And I'm just amazed what they're able to accomplish and teach and contribute to. So we've seen a lot of success with this, and I hope others in the community are able to see the value in this, what the seniors have to provide. Some of the testimonials that we've heard is that, they've learned new skills and resources. It's given them a sense of purpose, and they're feeling less lonely and isolated. And that's exactly what we want to hear too, because we've seen so much success in, better health outcomes and the impact it has on their livelihood, the wholesomeness it brings, and the smile at the end of the day. The case study I wanted to share with you, that the success that we've seen is having programming at a local community center where there is already an existing exercise class. And that way we've connected the seniors to visit as a group. They feel comfortable. They attend this class, which is offered for free, paid by tax dollars that they've contributed to. And then, renting a room in the same facility and providing a social environment where they can learn, have some snacks, get together, and really, have activities that are, again, catering to their needs. And this has worked out really well because it's engaged people outside of the Muslim community to come and attend and see the power of, social connections, celebrating diverse backgrounds and whatnot. So I think this type of programming is really something that has led us to connect with the city officials, and now we are able to celebrate Eid lunch annually with the city of Anaheim, and we're going to have this event on April 4th. So this is our way of telling the broader community that, hey, we have diverse seniors in our neighborhoods, and they have celebrations just like you're seeing city celebrations for, say, Chinese New Year or holiday party. Now they know about Eid. So you're educating the larger community. And this is, again, a great success that Olive has been able to see. And now we've moved on to other cities like the city of Irvine and seen successes there. In a mosque setting, we've seen success at a local mosque in Yorba Linda, where, we've connected with the resources at the mosque, meaning they have the space, they have the staff support for supplies, and, the community that comes and supports. And we provide the program element, the organization, the structure, and we are consistent and professional. And the mosque has been really able to see what this type of connection or this collaboration has brought. This particular group is called the Royal Club, the 50+ Club at Yorba Linda Mosque, and we meet weekly on Thursdays after Dhuhr prayer. And one key finding in this particular setting is there's a larger meal attendance because they do visit the mosque, especially for the afternoon prayer. And we've seen a great number of people. Actually, there are more men than women that come to this particular program. So it's always good to see. And what have we been able to accomplish? Well, next month on April 19th, we are doing a health fair, connecting them with a major healthcare organization like CalOptima and bringing a health fair to the mosque. So there you go. That bridging the gap with the connection has seen a lot of benefit for the mosque as well. These are different ways that anyone in the United States or internationally can stay connected or take benefit from. We have the online sessions on Mondays. We have a lot of robust social media posts going on. We have a YouTube channel where we post all our recorded videos with speakers and whatnot. We now have a TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. So these are great places where you can follow our work, see and connect with us, and we would be happy to share our learnings. You can invite us to a Senior Matters workshop like this, both online or in person. And also, like I said, our website is a great resource. It's olivecs.org. There is always challenges, and these are some that we think definitely are things that the community can take benefit from or find solutions for together. Like I said, awareness is a major need. Prioritizing senior needs in communities. We see it. We see a lot of programming or, motivation when it comes to youth programs and services, but seniors equally, you've seen what I've shared, there's such a growing need that we need to prioritize that when we're doing strategic planning for the mosque or the community, and also adopting to diverse needs and cultural needs. And now the system, the joint family system is kind of going away. We see more and more nuclear families. So seniors, while they want to age in place at home, they need a lot of resources for that to happen. There is social isolation. There is elder abuse, and this could include financial abuse or mental health concerns. Sometimes it's very hard with caregiving also because, there's a couple aging, both of them have their own healthcare needs, and to take care of each other can be very challenging. Transport is another issue because these are services that are non-medical. Usually, health insurance will cover for medical appointments, but not for social engagement appointments. So we need more resources when it comes to these type of services. Aging in place is a concept that we see more and more because when the survey was done by ACL, over 90% seniors want to age in their homes. They would rather be in the comfort of their home than in a facility, a nursing home, or assisted living. With that, there comes up the need for some very important resources and conversations. Social engagement. How will people be able to maintain social ties? I mean, even if you have kids or grandkids, they're not going to be visiting you on a regular basis. They are busy in their own everyday lives. So having some type of system, Olive would be one such option, or having some senior program in the community center or some plan with neighbors and whatnot. Having backup help, say, meal prep, grooming, all these are services that we saw during the pandemic. These were everyday services that we took for granted that, we would want good, easy access to. Upkeep refers to, say, projects in the house, your roof having a leak, getting that fixed, having a reliable person that you can call who will not, take advantage of a senior, or be it the lawn and caretake of the home, because at the end of the day, as we age, it gets difficult. Having conversations with family about your wishes, about be it estate planning or be it, goals of care, advanced directives, and healthcare decisions. These are difficult, and many times we do see in the Muslim community they do take a back seat, but they're important, and we are again trying to build awareness. We did an advanced care directives workshop once, for example, and it really opened the eyes for many of the seniors to have those conversations. Mobility. What if there was a fall and, a surgery, and now all of a sudden you're not able to drive and be independent? Can we empower our seniors with, be it using, transport services that are provided through the city or through like private companies like Uber, or somebody being able to help them, or having organizations invest in transport, say to and fro the mosque, from the mosque, things like that. And then safety, if people were to assess their homes for the risk of falls, if they have grab bars in the bathroom, on the stairs and whatnot, that could really help with, again, managing risks in the home. So these are just questions that many times we overlook, and I hope these type of presentations bring that up to share how important they are to have in the community and at all levels. So embracing aging in our communities at, say, the individual level, like I said, having the family wishes shared, advocating for the elders in your community. It's important we speak up, let people know. How would people know if they're not told about, hey, my mom needs help? How can you be kind enough to offer help with groceries or whatnot, talking to their neighbors or whatnot. And then at the family level, we similarly can connect those intergenerational connections and projects. Be it an Eid dinner with the family, but making a point to really learn from each other, sharing family stories, documenting family recipes. We did that with a cookbook, and we saw great success in that. Communicating your wishes, be it with estate plans or, like I said, healthcare decisions, visiting a senior in your community as a family. I think it's great. It takes a village to raise a child, and it takes a village to take care of a senior as well. So having that as a family, consciously really reaching out to elders in our community, whether they're family or not, it's so important. Motivating family to participate in programs. Many times I am requesting the children of the Olivers to really bring their parent to the first meeting, because if you were to ask them, mom or dad, would you like to go to a program? They're going to say no. But they won't feel like it's not something they're used to or they've never heard about from back home or whatnot. But that motivation really makes it a difference, and we see success in that. At the mosque level, building a database for the seniors in the community and the resources. What if you have doctors, engineers, skilled professionals who can help, and kind of connecting those. This is a great form of volunteering for our community members to help a senior in their neighborhood, in their community. Creating a committee or a senior group and empowering them to lead. Like I said, with the mosques, just setting up a meeting room, having a table chair, maybe a table tennis table, carom board, something, so that they have a platform or social space, during the weekdays, especially in the daytime. We've seen a lot of success with that. Prioritizing senior programs. Many times we've seen with mosques agendas or their master plans, they may or may not be thinking of senior spaces and whatnot. But these are things that really need to be brought out, just like we're talking and planning for our youth. Planning additional senior services, like I said, a mosque could potentially be an adult daycare if or a social place, or a place that can have a nearby assisted living, because a lot of times we've seen seniors love visiting the mosque and the services they provide. So that would be an ideal location in many ways for a facility, if that is in the budget for the mosque or in the future plans. Spreading awareness, having a khutbah that talks about the obligation of the younger generation when it comes to serving seniors, and how rewarding and noble it is to do that. Interviewing, having videos of the elders in the community, sharing that with people, inviting organizations like Olive and collaborating. Many times mosques are stretched thin. So if an organization like Olive or something similar that serves seniors in your neighborhood, collaborate with them, bring those resources into the community. Why not? It's a win-win for everybody. Community level, you can connect your elders or seniors to the local senior center. Like I said, there's so many classes out there that are free of charge, and are available to them, that was paid for by their tax money. And if they go as a group, they'll feel more comfortable. They can even voice the needs of, say, if there's a free meal in the local community center, if they demand and ask for a halal meal or vegetarian options, maybe over time they will pick on that and make it happen. Like I said, with the Eid lunch, we've seen success. So connecting with local city and state officials to voicing your needs, feel empowered to do that. Feel free to do that. And utilizing community programs and transport. Many cities have transport programs within the city boundaries for up to X number of miles. Enrolling your senior to that can be very helpful. That way you don't have to worry about in the middle of the daytime to drop off or pick up your elders, and they're very mindful of their accessibility needs if needed. For donors and funders, our request is that, fund projects that are catering to the population of seniors, funding research. I mean, the ISP research is just one. We need more like that, needs assessments out there, so that we can really reach the people that are needing support and help. Getting community support grants is one option to help fund many of these projects, and investing in facilities for seniors. Like I said, the future is just, looking very much like we need more capital, projects like senior center, adult daycares, nursing homes, and assisted living facilities. So there's a lot out there that we need, and we hope that this presentation allows to start that conversation. Thank you so much for your time, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Right, well, thank you, Zainab. We appreciate the information. We'll open it up if anybody has a question or like Zainab to explain a little bit more about how Olive is meeting the needs of our elders. Or if you have an example of how your community is already doing that, a success story, I'm happy to share that as well if anybody has something. I know there's a few Olivers on here. Maybe you want to, say how do you like how Olive is doing it? Is there a success that you would like to share or a challenge perhaps? I know nobody's perfect.
Well, this is Rubina Chaudhary from Olive Community Services. And
Welcome.
when we look at the attendance list, that demonstrates to us just what Zainab is highlighting. The lack of participation, the lack of awareness of the needs of seniors. So we want to thank AMCF for giving us this platform, and hopefully there will be more exposure through the, in the future as well. But I think the majority of the attendees, as I can tell, are Olive related. And the two ladies, Shazeen and yourself, unless I'm not seeing somebody. So we really have a big job to do to spread the word that seniors need to be addressed. And as you can tell, Zainab is ready to take this show on the road. Invite her, invite Olive. And this is what we call Dhol Bajao, spread the word. And eventually people will hear.
Thank you, Rubina. Anybody else have something they want to share or a question for Rubina or Zainab?
I'd like to say salam alaikum. Hello, everyone. One of the things that I'm enjoying about Olive is that it's multifaceted. There's something for everyone. If you like traveling and doing positive things like the Date Farm trip, or we did a brunch where we went out into, it wasn't quite the ocean. My husband told me we didn't really want to go in the ocean because it would be choppy, but to go on the boat and to have a brunch with other people, in a relaxed atmosphere, not just the regular in the office or at the community center. It was great. It was fabulous. And one of the things that struck me that I wasn't thinking about was an end of year program where we had the Special Olympics. That was so much fun. I can't believe I laughed so much watching my husband trying to carry a balloon from one side of the room to the other side of the room. It was great. Thank you so much for Olive, and thank you so much, Zainab, for all your ingenuity coming up with all these different ideas. It's really appreciated and heartfelt. Thank you.
Thank you, Sister
If
Hakika.
I may add that Sister Hakika is a board member with Olive Community Services, as is Narmeen Ramjan. And we have Azim, who's an advisory board member. So we have leadership here. We have Nuri also. She's a Olive Foundation member. And Suzanne, who's one of our newest staff additions, development director. And I think Saida is Zainab's mom, right? Zara? Right? Assalamu alaikum. and Sister Zakia, one of our participants. So I recognize most of them. And Shazeen, good to see you.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for all the Olivers and all the supporters present. Do appreciate it.
Can I
Um,
mention one more thing?
Mhm.
One thing that really came close to home that Zainab mentioned was feeling isolated when you're around people. That really touched me. Thank you.
There is watching from India. See, we are international.
Yes, Salam Alaikum. I'm watching from India.
Welcome.
Thank you so much for this beautiful program.
Glad you were able to join us. Did you have anything you wanted to share, sister?
Thank you so much. It's very informative, and I should appreciate you and Olive community, all the members. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. Glad you could join. Any other final words or comments? I just want to share a few things about our upcoming programs and then let you go. So,
Lisa, if
any
I
other comments?
add something, and I've been with Olive for about 1.5 years. I think one of the challenges that we have, and Zainab and Rabina can say it, is actually educating the seniors about the importance of the work that is being done. People don't really realize that they are that there are resources that they need it, right? I mean, that they need the community, and culturally, some of the people are just used to staying at home. And even if they are invited out, and Zainab, if you want to share one of the experiences that you've been having in different communities around, the Southern California area where you've been reaching out, and some of the seniors are more open, and others are not as open to even accessing the resources that Olive is providing.
And sometimes it obviously takes time, right? Adjust your mindset that, know, with my parents, it took a bit of time to get them to used to going new places and doing different things. So
I have a question.
Sure, go ahead, Shazeen.
So from an organizational standpoint, what do you need to, like, what are your biggest needs? I see you're doing a lot of stuff. I see that you have some plans, but what is it that you need funding from? So, because we do have donors in our circle, and if there was one thing you wanted donors to know where you would like to grow that you're having difficulty with, what would that be?
I'll take that one. I think our biggest need is staff and expansion of staff. You see the work that Zainab is doing. It's there. She's been with Olive for 7 years. Suzanne has just recently joined us. And we have the need for an executive director. Olive has done the foundational work, and we are now ready to grow and expand. And it's the grow and expand is almost like going one-on-one and convincing people until we will have that momentum. Because we were only talking yesterday, Zainab and I, that at first she used to call people in person, come, come, come. Now she's gone to the WhatsApp group poll, I'm coming, I'm not coming. But we'd like it to progress to where they say, hey, when's the next program? I'm coming. Or just, do an automatic sign up or something. That's one part, is the participation and encouraging senior to participate. And the other really is for our community to really accept and acknowledge that this service is needed and we need to all financially support it, whether it's a project by project basis or initiative basis or general support. I think those are the two. One is to make the participants aware and come and participate. The other is for us to fund the programs and the expansion. And the biggest effort right now for us is outreach, spreading the word.
And can I have a follow-up question? I'm very impressed with you guys being at local senior centers, right, that are in the mainstream community. What do you need to do to grow that, like to be in more senior centers? Because I know I have a local senior center here. What can we do as a community to help you get into more senior centers for the services?
There are 2 or 3 simple things. One is you could help us, get a dedicated staff who goes from community to community to community, outreach to, outreach out versus outreaching to the Olivers to come and attend the program. And the other is help us identify in your community key movers and shakers. For example, in Irvine, it was Mayor Farah Khan who helped us go through the procedures at City of Irvine. But on the other side, City of Anaheim program was very organic. We went out looking for an exercise program. A couple of our Oliver Scouts, they went and attended. And then we, rented a room for a couple hours after. And then their director of senior programs approached me and said, "Oh, do you do any special things, special programs?" And that's how the Eid lunch, and City of Anaheim it actually hosts the Eid lunch for Olive. So those 2 models, one, we just show up, we're present, they say, "Oh, you're there, what do you do?" And then we take it to the next level. That's a City of Anaheim model. That's an easier one. And the other one is, through the official channels and committees, et cetera, et cetera. So those have been 2 success models.
Okay. Thank you so much.
So I hear then if anybody viewing has a connection, to please email it to Zainab or Rubina so they can reach out, is what I'm hearing.
And Zainab is more reliable.
Wanted
So
to add-
Zainab at olivecs.org.
Yes, I wanted to add one more thing to what Rubina just said, that also remember, if you are having a community event, please invite your local officials, because when they see you in action, when they see your community, when they see the diversity, many times, it's on their agenda to reach out to diverse communities, believe it or not. It's a part of their action items. So you'll be surprised having that relationship. It's made like, for example, I will tell you about with CalOptima, when we collaborated with them for our Grandparents' Day that happens annually. We've been doing it for 5+ years now. It's a great community event, 300+ people honoring grandparents. And, when they see what kind of community members come and they're thriving, and Nuri spoke up, and I wanted to add to what she was saying. She's a retired physician herself. We had a session once about multi-generational perspectives, and what we're learning is the current generation of seniors or aging Americans are very different from the previous generation, like say my grandparents or your grandparents. Their needs were different. These are people who came to the United States in the 60s and 70s. I mean, I'm generalizing, so I'm not speaking for everyone, but for the most part, they're immigrants who worked in the United States, had very successful, careers or, different educational backgrounds, and their needs are different. They're very intellectual. They have a lot to give back to the community, and they are also they don't want to be babied, or I think Nuri mentioned once, I don't want to be infantilized, right? So for some seniors, they want to be asked to try new things, new skills, learn new things. And I've seen the growth in that community, and also the ones who never ended up working, like homemakers, who, for whatever reason, sacrificed. It's a generation of sacrifice when it comes to the baby boomer generation. They didn't do work. They sacrificed their careers for the sake of raising the children because dad was out working. And now these women have these, the empty nesters, they have time to give back. And we've seen a lot of success in their volunteering capacity. And many of our Olivers, even present here today, they volunteer almost as staff members. And it's amazing to see, and it's given them a sense of purpose, and they're equally engaged and whatnot. So just some trends that we've seen success with. Many times, you know, you look at a glass half empty, but we look at a glass half full. And we've seen there's so much depth and resource within our communities that we just don't discover or delve into. We're always looking for more, looking for the outside, which is good, but there's also the inside, what we have already in terms of resources, and we're blown away with the resilience and the education and the motivation of some of our seniors. It's just amazing. We're looking forward to having a summer program with our seniors where they can teach youngsters, you know, home economics, things like sewing, how to iron clothes, like things like that, that are taken away from the school system nowadays because of lack of time or resources. So again, building on what we have we've seen a lot of success with that at Olive.
Well, thank you, Zainab. I know Zakia had her hand raised. Did you have a comment, Sister Zakia?
Yeah, I've been trying to operate my phone over here, but I'm an Oliver, and I just wanted to. I'm 75 years old, and
25 years young.
yeah, well, that's a good way to put it. And I just wanted to share how much the Olive means to me in terms of the services that they provide. I'm coming from Los Angeles, and I come as often as I can. But it's really been, I love the Olive. I love being at Oliver, and I love everybody there. And so I just wanted to share that.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
And I will just, in the final minute, just let me share my screen real quickly, and we'll just briefly mention. There we go. So we do have, so thank you to everybody who attended. A couple upcoming programs that AMCF is offering that you may find interest. Next week, we're offering a mastermind session talking about how to diversify funding with Medea Patel, a grant writer, and Zahra Bukhari Hassan, a strategic fundraiser. So welcome. All of our events are free. We also will be having a National Muslim Endowment Council. This one will actually be open to the public with special guests Abdul Wahab Hussein and Safir Muhaddin from the Islamic Endowment Foundation, and they'll be discussing endowment governance best practices. And April 16 and 23rd, Muslim Legal Fund of America, also a 2024 Women's Giving Circle grantee, be having two very important webinars on compliance for nonprofits, both domestic and more in terms of international compliance. So please share it out with your friends and colleagues. And then also for our Women's Giving Circle members, we'll be having a member salon, virtual member salon, professional networking for Giving Circle members. So if you're not a member, please become a member. We'd love to have you part of our salon, which will be our monthly activities starting in April. And please join us, become a circle, support us with your dua, amuslimcf.org/womensgc. And there's a little survey also included in the recording, which we sent out later. Love to hear your feedback on what you thought of this event. And then thank you so much for attending. I will go ahead and stop the recording. If